Hi, and welcome back to Ignite Success, where we sit down with the awesome people doing the most awesome things here in the Jacksonville area. I'm Sherrie Clark, and I'll be your host today. And today, I also have with me Pixie Larizza of Intuitive Health Services. And she's going to come share and tell us what she does with her health services. It's awesome, interesting stuff I'm into. And so I'm going to let her tell you about it. So Pixie, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Sherrie. I appreciate the opportunity. I've been a massage therapist for over 30 years and have really developed the mind-body-spirit connection over that time and had no clue about it when I first started massage therapy. And as time went on, I realized that when clients would come in, they would say they were feeling one way, but when they were on the table, I could tell that there was something else going on. Slowly but surely, through a little bit of counseling and coaching, we're able to help them connect in that way with their mind and body so that when there was something going on physically with them, they could identify how it was affecting them mentally. And also the other way, if they had some stress going on or there was something that was troubling them, how it manifests in their body. And being able to then work through that in order to maintain, I hate to use a sense of balance because we're always up and down, but just a more harmonistic view of their life and also the way that they operate, whether it's through their businesses, with their families, themselves and friends.
Yeah. And you and I were talking earlier about, how it's so important to have all three of them in check, the mind, spirit, and body, because it's like a three-legged stool. And if you've got a broken leg or something's wrong with it, it's going to be wobbling. That's the way your life is. So, that's just, coming from my perspective, but I want to hear it from your perspective. Why is that so important, that connection?
Well, it's a great description because that visual gives people a real opportunity to see. It's important because as I get older and move into other components of my life, I realize just how the impact is. And what I'm finding is that especially women in their 50s, a lot of ones I'm working with, are looking for what they want to do and who they want to be. And it's not so much about the business perspective, it's about themselves as individuals and as women. And it can be with gentlemen as well. But I think that introducing them to the mind body and having them understand the importance of that connection, why it's important to take time off. I mean, people take time off to go to the doctor, but will they take time off to get a massage or acupuncture or do something from a holistic perspective that is beneficial to their mind, body, spirit?
Right.
And creating the awareness of it. I think that's really the biggest key is understanding that we're all of that. It's not just a human body and it's not just a spiritual piece or the mental and emotional. If we're not working and firing on all cylinders and our chakras aren't balanced, then we're going to have that disruption and disharmony.
Yeah, that's right. Back to the three-legged stool.
Right.
You got to have them all lined up and the same and all of that. So, we were talking also, like you about writing a book. And you were talking about you wanted to do a children's book, and I think that's great. You were talking about children and the talking about dying, but I just think this is really great information, and if people just understood, just like if they could, and it's hard in these days, right?
It is.
We're so busy. Running here and running there that we don't stop. And the fact that you're talking about over 50, that's the time when women, they're getting an empty nest. They're able to look at themselves and say, wow, I've neglected this and I've neglected that. And, they want to go down a path that's just really going to make them happy as they start entering into their retirement years.
Right. And also, with kids and children, I do some, I've done massage in the past and I work with some, kids in the neighborhood just to get them used to what healthy touch is. And if they understand when they fall and they fall off their bike, even at 10 or 11, how that can possibly create some physical challenges down the road. But just to get them understanding that their emotions are tied to their body and do it in ways that's a fun, interactive process.
Yeah.
Because, children, that's where we start. Really, when I went to massage, my goal was to be able to work, I worked through St. Vincent's Wellness Center at the time to help people teach their children what it's like for healthy touch and how that throughout their life can really make a big difference. If we have a whole generation of young people getting massages, well, I've done my job.
Yeah, I love massages.
Me too.
Thank you so much, Pixie, for being here. It's been such a pleasure and educational. Thank you. If you want to know more about Pixie Larizza, I'm going to get that. I'm not going to get that right. Larizza, then go to iwantabuzz.com. And that's it for today's segment, and we'll catch you in the next one. With Storehouse Media Group, we are an award-winning publisher, and we are everything books. We take an author who wants to write a book, whether it's with a concept, and we help flesh it out and develop it, or we will write the book for them, or we edit the book, or we publish the book, and we can market it to bestseller. All of the above. We just everything books. That's what Storehouse Media Group is.